Within the format of blank page poetry, the poets present their works by way of their body backlit as a shadow cast upon a suspended sheet of white paper, infusing meaning and expressiveness into their words through movement and emotive speech. Simultaneously, key phrases from each poem, as selected by the poet, are cast upon that same sheet of paper. What nameless and untamed eventuality enshrines the rhythm of this rising tide, blending history with the melody of leaf-bearing trees, while festooned in the mosaic of equality bursting with bloom. Yet there are moonstruck moments when the whispering of the stones begs questions of the coupling between land and sea, asking, how many indignities of this existence does the soil contain? As duplicity reframed, might we now poetically proclaim in words as well as shadows? And whose bones, unheralded, infuse the aggregate of this foundation, empowering charms and casting off nullification such that no amount of asphalt, lies, and dismissal shall prevent these souls from receiving due respect. We, the beneficiaries of this coastal enclave, in order to invoke a more inclusive union, embrace the spirits that gave voice to this land and uphold their lyrics to be as that of our own, enshrining their memories in this rising tide of poems. We, enlivened by ancestral breath, in words and movement do we commemorate the day when modernity breached the layers of our age-old disregard, revealing an unrelenting reality lying silent beneath our feet. The age-old souls in those near distant graves implore each of us to rise and speak truth in their behalf. And blank page poetry, words and shadows, truths that arise remembered.
Scared, stolen children, all miracles survived, arrived, whimpers held inside, tears dried on the wharves at Staveley's or Studley's. Fate's only better than those who died. Regarded, sold, recorded, renamed, and listened, learned the language of revolution. 20 African men determining their own solution. They grew, they gathered. Black royalty, Nero, Jack, Pharaoh, and Prince. Admired, blazing a trail to freedom. Required, inspired, raised their voices in eloquent writing. Cleverly inquired, what authority gives anyone superiority? Sacred religions, volumes of the law, laws of nature? Their voices cry, their petition pleads, the blessings of freedom, everyone's right. They unite, they fight. Our love of freedom cannot be denied. Tyranny and injustice, the Constitution belied. Their petition, no fruition. Ignored, laughed at, put aside. Not a word till that day, that time, that moment. Delicate voices heard. You returning, dignity in your bones. Ancestors held in tender respect. Children of the heavens Now what remains we have of you, held in your words, in our arms, in this place, in this burying ground. Remembered, regarded, revered. Some uncertainty remains. Your return, we get it, learning from the past. You paddled, we churned. In your wake we stand now. We stand together, restored, in a state of liberty, in homage, in renewal, in hope, with resolve and love, with resolve and love, with resolve and love.
Our love of freedom shall happen. The hammering sound makes me think of that time. I hope freedom will come soon, and we won't forget your feelings. And we never will, I promise.
The petition of Nero Brewster and others, natives of Africa, now forcibly detained in slavery in said state, most humbly showeth that the God of nature gave them life and freedom, upon terms of the most perfect equality with other men. That freedom is an inherent right of the human species, not to be surrendered, but by consent, for the sake of social life. That private or public tyranny and slavery are alike detestable to minds conscious of the equal dignity of social life. That private or public tyranny and slavery are alike detestable to minds conscious of the equal dignity of human nature. Though fortune hath dealt out our portions with rugged hand, yet hath she kindled in the disposal of our persons to those who claim us as their property. Of them, as masters, we do not complain, but from what authority they assume the power to dispose of our lives, freedom, and property, we would wish to know. Is it from the sacred volumes of Christianity? There we believe it not to be found. But here hath the cruel hand of slavery made us incompetent judges. But those, we are told, are founded in reason and justice. It cannot be found there. Is it from the volumes of nature? No, here we can read with others. Here we feel the passions of desires of men, though checked by the rod of slavery. Here we feel a just equality. Here, we know that the God of nature made us free. Is there authority assumed from customs? If so, let that custom be abolished, which is not founded in nature, reason, nor religion.
I stand for the ancestors here and beyond.
I stand for those who feel anger.
I stand for those who were treated unjustly.
I stand for those who were taken from their loved ones.
I stand for those who suffered the Middle Passage.
I stand for those who survived upon these shores.
I stand for those who pay homage to this ground.
I stand for those who find dignity in these bones.